Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my ideas and thoughts on the Allosaurus TLC and what Alderon might do to it, its abilities, its design, and playstyle. Anyway, before I get into that, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Anyway, on to the video. I think the first thing to speculate on is whether Alderon is going to change its size. Now, of course, a lot of people like how Allosaurus is in this game because it's quite big, it's a large boy. However, if what they've been doing with the TLCs is making them more realistic, I'd say, maybe they will change Allosaurus to be a more reasonable size. Now, of course, they could always go with the Allosaurus Annex route and make this thing slightly bigger. However, I don't think they're going to do that because we already have Pycno as a giant 3-slot brawler. Allosaurus, I don't know if it would add too much to that. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to shrink Allosaurus down, I think, to Fragilis's size. And I don't think that would hurt too much. I'm not talking about like a huge size decrease, maybe like 5-10% size decrease. Just something so it's a bit smaller and it would suit the Fragilis name a bit better. But I don't know, because Allosaurus itself, it's pretty cool in this game. I like the size it has. It's supposed to be Fragilis, but it's big and it's cool and I like it. But I'm unsure because Alderon, like I say, they seem to be going with a more realistic route with the game, with map changes and these new TLCs. I mean, look at Styrak, for example. That thing looks cool as hell, and I'm pretty sure it looks realistic now, with the scoots on its body and the pattern on the horns. I love it. Anyway, now onto abilities. What abilities do I think Allosaurus will get with its TLC? I had a good amount of time deciding and thinking about what abilities it could have, and even going as far as looking up pictures of Allosaurus to see what other interpretations have it looking like, because I really just it's difficult. So I came up with a few things. Don't be too harsh on judging these, by the way. It's coming from me. So anyway. So I thought it could benefit from stuff like new claw attacks. Maybe a claw where if you hit someone with it, it does more than just bleed and damage. It applies a bit of a debuff or just an effect. And I'm not talking about an effect that like does something to them. More so, it applies like so basically if you hit someone, you gain the ability to grapple onto them type effect. Similar to what T-Rex has, because Rex has a thing where if you bite someone 3 times whilst using this sense, it gains like 50% more bone break or something, which, again, I really like on T-Rex. And I feel like this could be cool for Allo. So imagine like a claw attack where if you use it 3 times or something, or maybe even 5, on the same target, it has to be the same target, and you get all of those 5 stacks up, they each last like 20 seconds, so you have time to do it. And once you've got those 5 stacks, you're able to grapple onto the side of them and then use a separate bite. Like you wouldn't need to swap bites. It would be on the bite itself, like the default bite. But it would be like when grappling, this bite does this instead, so basically it would do like more bleed, less damage, but it would also rip chunks of flesh out of the opponent. I think that could be really cool on an Allosaurus. I'm just saying, I think that could be really cool. And obviously, they could also have different animations for grappling onto larger prey and smaller prey. So, like, if you grapple onto something bigger, like, I don't know, a bars, you could maybe latch onto its back leg or something. I don't know. But then you compare that to, like, a Struthi. Maybe the grapple is you just pin it down and bite its head. Maybe not one-shotting it, but still, like, and the grapple itself would only last for like maybe 5 seconds at most, just as a way to balance it, because otherwise you're going to end up with Allosauruses pouncing everything and killing them instantly. I'm not too sure about the cooldowns and everything, because like this is just a random suggestion I had. But honestly, if Alderon did this, they might actually get Allosaurus right. Anyway, on to other abilities. So I had Allosaurus having more of an ambush gameplay type ability, where if you like crouch for a set amount of time, like 15 seconds or something, you'd be able to instantly go to full speed. So not just increase your acceleration or anything, but you'd instantly go to full speed, and maybe even adding on to the grapple mechanic of, like, if you ambush something that weighs like 1,000 combat weight or less, you can grapple onto it and basically just rip and tear until it is dead. I don't know. That sounds broken, but at the same time, to ambush something that weighs that little, you've got to have some patience and some skill. And I think that skill should pay off rather than just small thing gets to run away because you didn't one-shot it. But you know, I haven't really had too much thoughts into the abilities. Like I say, it's really difficult to come up with new abilities that aren't on any other dinosaur. Like, I couldn't just give it like a wet or dry claw. One, not semi-aquatic. Two, on too many dinos already. And it's just difficult because Allosaurus is such a basic build. It's just I have head, I have tail, I have claws and legs. That is it. Like, it doesn't have anything insanely cool that or unique to it. I mean, I know every dinosaur has those things, but usually stuff like Carcharodontosaurus has got like serrated teeth, T-Rex has got that hard bite force. Allosaurus is kind of just there. Anyway, on to the next part of the video. So, in this part of the video, I kind of wanted to discuss how Alderon might change how people play Allo. Because as we have seen with every single TLC, currently, they have been adding either new ways to play it or changing it completely. So, you know, a good example of that is Anodontosaurus. It used to be, oh, I crouch, I win. I uncrouch, I die. Now it's, you can kind of do both, but it's mainly focused on uncrouched behavior. Same with EO and T-Rex. Both of those used to be just, I face tank, I win. I don't face tank, I die. But now, you know, EO you can block and face tank, and then T-Rex you're more of an ambusher as well as being able to face tank a little bit. So they have changed abilities and stuff to suit different gameplay niches. But I mainly wanted to go over what do I think they will do with Allosaurus, because Allosaurus itself currently is like a mid-tier bleeder that's good at fighting big things and stuff its own size. It struggles with a bit of smaller stuff, and I don't know if that currently suits Allosaurus. So something I had for an idea would be something like a mid-tier that is able to ambush very well, but also be a bit of a bleeder brawler. So if you don't know what a bleeder brawler is, it's something like Giganotosaurus. I'm not saying Allo is a Giga, but Giganotosaurus, it's able to brawl and dish out some bleed. Not like Karch, because Carcharodontosaurus is just a straight up bleeder dino. And I know I'm talking about mods, but anyway, back to Allosaurus. I feel like Allo should be an ambusher, so like you can ambush something, but then if something your size comes along, you're able to kind of brawl against it, like in a really good way, but not like, oh, I just face tank it. More like you'll have to incorporate other abilities, such as like if Allo gets a body slam, imagine if an Allosaurus and a Pycno, like a Pycno interrupts Allosaurus's ambush, and then the Allosaurus is just really unhappy with that, and then goes for the Pycno. Imagine it like body slamming it into the Pycno and then comboing that with bites and claws to do a lot of bleed and damage towards the Pycno. I think that would be pretty cool as hell. Plus, you know, Allo and Pycno never fought in real life, I don't think, but in game, they're relatively the same size. Now, I know I mentioned earlier Allosaurus would probably do better with a shrink, but I still think it would be able to go head to head with Pycnominosaurus, because that thing, eh, eh, it could be better. I don't know. Pycno is a bit of a strange one. It's just a big Carno. At least in Path of Titans it is. But anyway, back to the Allosaurus. I feel like I feel like Alderon Games is probably going to make it into an ambusher, because we don't really have any ambushers in vanilla other than Sarcosuchus and Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's nothing that's able to focus on ambushing smaller things. Like imagine like Apache family or something, and they're just chilling, and then there's just an Allosaurus sat in a bush just waiting. and then it instantly accelerates, grapples onto one of the patches, and starts biting at it whilst it's stuck on the floor. I don't think that'll ever come to this game, but I really hope it does for Allosaurus. I think I'm doing what most of the community does. They hype up Allosaurus too much and get excited for what it could do, because it would just be so cool to have it. Anyway, I know I've been rambling for this part of the video, I'm sorry. But anyway, that's all I can really think of Allosaurus. Again, please share your thoughts in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also turn on notifications. That's very important. I'll probably be streaming later today, so if you're watching this video and it's just come out, maybe check my channel. I might be streaming. Anyway, have a brilliant day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.